Hello, I'm Murray Pollock, Managing Editor of Access International Magazine, and welcome to our video presentation from the APEX exhibition. In the short video you'll see reports on new products as well as some interviews with some influential figures in the access industry. I hope you enjoy it.
One of the highlights of the show this year was the presence of some new manufacturers from the Far East. So for example you had Nagano from Japan and Beijing Qingcheng from China. Nagano used the show to introduce 3 new machines, tracked articulating models that will be sold in the Benelux region by Nagano Hoogwerkers and outside the Benelux in Europe by Hanex Europe under the Hanex brand. Attracting a lot of interest at APEX was China's Beijing Qingcheng Heavy Industries, the first Chinese access manufacturer to exhibit at any European or North American show. The company doesn't have a timetable for when it will have machines in Europe or North America, and it was using the APEX show just to try the market and to meet some customers and potential dealers. The company showed 4 machines, a 32 metre working height self-propelled boom, a 10 and 12 metre electric scissors, and a 14 metre vertical mast model. It sold all 4 to a Polish company called Mega. Of the big North American manufacturers, one of the highlights had to be Skyjack's new articulated boom, the SJ46AJ and the SJ51AJ, which will only be available in Europe. Buyers will have to wait until the second quarter of 2009 to get their hands on any of the machines. Also shown by Skyjack was a concept vertical mast machine, signalling a return to the vertical mast sector that Skyjack exited over 5 years ago. The concept machine at APEX, shown to get feedback from customers, was the 4.9 metre platform height SJ16. One of the features of the machine was a slide-out deck that was operated electronically at APEX, but which will be manual, winch-driven in the final version. The target weight of the machine is 820 kilograms, and a smaller version is also under development. Powered Access, meanwhile, showed 5 new machines on its stand. 3 of these were the fruits of cooperations with other manufacturers. For example, the XG24AL is a trailer-mounted scissor lift designed and built by PLE Inc. in the US and assembled by Planet Platforms in the UK, but will now be available through Upright. The 2 other new scissors, meanwhile, were built by Netherlands-based Omega Lift, with most attention focused on the massive X80ND, a diesel 26.5 metre working height model with a width of just 1.25 metres. The other Omega model under the Upright brand was the crawler-mounted 10.5 metre working height X28T scissor, also from Omega. Rounding off Upright's new products were the new TL34 trailer, a back-to-basics low-cost model with a working height of up to 12.2 metres, and the X33BE scissor, a bi-energy version of the X33 rough terrain model. Also showing 5 new machines at APEX was Japanese manufacturer Aichi Corporation. Highlights of the machines were the SR14CJ, which is a tracked version of the 14 metre wheeled unit launched earlier this year in the Netherlands. The big 3 manufacturers, Genie, JLG and Holot, all had something of note on their stands. In the case of Genie, it was a redesign to the S80 and S85 booms. The main changes on the booms are the use of fixed width axles, giving the units a 2.5 metre width. Also new was the use of the virtual pivot boom assembly first seen in the company's S60 and 65 booms in 2003. The pivot boom design keeps the weight of the boom over the chassis centre of gravity as it raises, eliminating the need for additional counterweight. You would expect JLG to have a wide range of equipment on its stand, and it did, with aerial platforms and telehandlers. The focus of attention though was on the new 10 metre working height Toucan 10E. This Toucan model differs from the other Toucan models in that it uses a brushless AC drive motor system. This increases the drive speed to around 5.5 km per hour and also makes it easier and quicker to recharge the batteries. Like its 2 big rivals, Holot Group of France showed a wide range of equipment on its stand. Notable though was the presence of a Biljax machine following Holot's acquisition of the US manufacturer earlier this month. The two companies are still in the early stages of integration, but one of the priorities is likely to be starting of manufacturing of Halot machines at Bill Jacks's facility in the US. Of course, there were dozens of other new machines at Apex. Among the highlights were a new 19-metre working height electric scissor lift from Iveco, the Italian scissor manufacturer. Key feature of this machine is that it's drivable at 14-metre platform height. It can also be operated at full height without deploying the outriggers. Teupan of Germany used Apex to show the new Leo GTX 40 crawler machine, which fills a gap in the product line. This is a 36.5 metre working height model. The Leo 40 has a weight of around 11 tonnes, has a maximum outreach of 13 metres and will be available by May 2009. A show like Apex wouldn't be complete without something a little different, and that was certainly provided by Belgian Merlot dealer Testcentrum de Lille, which showed a tracked telehandler with personnel basket attachment. This machine was using a Merlot boom mounted on the undercarriage of a 15-ton Caterpillar excavator. The Giraffe Track GT580B, shown here, has a 17.8 metre working height as well as a maximum lifting capacity with forks of 3.8 tonnes. Other models will follow, including 5-ton 10-metre models and 3.8-ton 14-metre units using the same chassis and crawlers. Another company making its debut at Apex this year was Power Towers Limited, a UK company which is producing a push-around vertical lift. The Power Tower has been available through the Lavenden Group in the UK for the last year, but is now available throughout Europe. The Apex exhibition wasn't just about machines though. The first day of the show there was a Powered Access conference, the Apex conference, with a keynote speech from Skyjack President Ken McDougall. Mr. McDougall used his speech to call for manufacturers to act responsibly in the current downturn. He said that the negative impacts of oversupply were long-lasting and damaging to the industry. He also said that manufacturers should be very careful about who they provide finance to and how much finance they provide. Mr. McDougall also used his presentation to endorse IPAF's worldwide training scheme. He said it was important that the access industry had its own globally consistent training system. Mr. McDougall said that IPAF had Skyjack's full support. The day before the Apex exhibition had also seen Access professionals gather for the Europlatform conference, jointly organised by Access International Magazine and the International Powered Access Federation. The keynote speech here was given by Christoph Schneiderbauer, Managing Director of Palfinger Europe, which has just bought German manufacturer of WUMAG. His positive address focused on the increasing demand for wind turbines, particularly in Eastern Europe. Mr. Schneiderbauer forecast that there would be an enormous expansion of demand for large truck-mounted aerial platforms used to construct and maintain these wind turbines. Also speaking at the Europlatform conference was Tim Whiteman, Managing Director of IPAF, who publicised some new research into the European powered access industry that showed that approximately 20% of Europe's 23.5 billion equipment rental business is taken up with powered access. The provisional research also shows that the proportion of the powered access market within the equipment rental business varies from country to country. Powered access represents around a quarter of the UK total rental market, compared to 20% in France, 19% in Germany and just 14% in the Netherlands. The final report will be published early next year.
Thanks for watching. Look out for extensive coverage of the show in future issues of Access International and also on www.khl.com. Thank you.